Herzlich willkommen zu den International Darts Open, Ladies and Gentlemen. Es wartet Session 2. Let the games begin. Und damit begrüßen wir auch die Zuschauer im PDC Livestream. Live hier aus der Sachsen Arena von Riesa. Und wir starten mit einem Mann, der in Georgien geboren ist, der in Moskau lebt, der in diesem Jahr ein Challenge-Turnier gewinnen konnte und der die aktuelle Nummer 103 der Welt ist. The Viking, Boris Koltsov. The Viking fordert einen WM-Teilnehmer aus diesem Jahr heraus. Er ist die aktuelle 49 der Welt. Herzlich willkommen, Northie, Richard North.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse through the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse through the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
I got the horses in the back. Horse stock is attached. Head is matted black. Got the bushes black to match. Riding on a horse, ha, you can whip your Porsche. I've been in the valley, you ain't been up off that porch. Now can't nobody tell me nothing.
An diesem Freitagabend wird die Distanz Best of 11 Legs gespielt. Man braucht also 6 Legs, um in die zweite Turnierrunde einzuziehen. Und selbstverständlich begrüßen wir auch ganz herzlich den Caller dieses ersten Matches, The Voice, Russ Bray.
Welcome back to the action here at the International Darts Open 2019, live from Riesa in Germany, where we saw at the end of the afternoon session one of the German host nation qualifiers, Michael Rosenauer, booking his place in tomorrow's second round with a victory against Mike Lidecker. He joins 5 PDC title winners in coming through the first round this afternoon, and plenty other players who could threaten the seeds in action tonight. Dimitri van den Berg, the 2-time world youth champion, still to come. Steve West coming up in the next game, and the former world champion Jelle Klaassen. But for Richard North against Russia's #1 Boris Koltsov.
Ladies and gentlemen, first leg, Boris to throw first. Game on!
We have another former world champion in the commentary box alongside me, Chris Murphy. It's Mark Webster.
Looking forward to this game. Looking forward to see how Richard North gets on. It's his first couple of years on tour was all plain sailing, but it's been a big test for him this year. This is his first outing on the Euro Tour after victories over Josh Payne and Kirk Shepherd in qualifying. But it's been a tough year for Northie. He's not reached the heights that he had last year and in his previous year before that. So, big test and big pressure to end the year well. It's a steady start from both players.
Yeah, he's a player who, as you said, Mark, had a very good debut season. This year is the first time that he's had to defend prize money, having completed a couple of years on the tour. And do you think that is a different pressure, isn't it, for players? Obviously, you've had the likes of Rob Cross and this year Glenn Durrant, who stormed it straight away. No, they won't have to worry for a while. But North has really seemed to struggle under the pressure this year.
Yeah, he has, and it's like I said, it's the first couple of years. It's, you could say it's the easy part. It's all profit. There's no defending money, and he got a taste for the tournaments. He qualified for Blackpool, he qualified for Dublin, and there's pressure to return there the year after and make an impact, and it just hasn't happened for Rick this year. He had a spirited comeback in the World Championships against when he trailed Rob Marjanovic, but since then it's been all downhill for Rich. Just little signs of improvement in the last month or so, especially qualifying for this, but plenty of work to be done if he wants to be Ali Pally at the end of the year.
Boris should require 16.
Blake for Koltsov and the Vikings. King takes the lead. Did see Richard North a couple of years ago reach 2 finals on the Euro Tour, the first and the last, and that earned him a place in the European Championship finals.
97.
He's clinging on to his spot at the World Grand Prix right now. That's culpable to be, well, he's culpable to be leapfrogged. The cut-off is after the next double header of Players' Championship events. So it could be a big match in Richard North's season, and indeed in his career. We know how quickly it can turn.
59.
On the flip side, Boris Koltsov this year has been gaining more experience. This is a 3rd appearance on the European Tour. He's had a win on the Challenge Tour.
38.
He's had a runner-up on the Challenge Tour as well, and a run to the quarter-finals of the Pro Tour.
Yeah, he's a very capable player, Koltsov. We've seen him on occasion at the World Cup of Darts as well, partnered by the unmistakable Alexander Oreshkin.
Yeah, I think their most notable victories when they knocked out the Australians in 2017. So Boris doing a forward roll on the stage after that.
It was like Simon Whitlock being beaten by one of his ancestors, wasn't it?
Boris Koltsov got really good action. Not a lot can go wrong with it. Illustrates their turn 40 to put pressure on this 87. Start treble 17, so it's 20 for the bullseye. Bullseye for the holder throw. So an early opportunity for Boris Koltsov. Forced the error with that 140 on his previous visit. And he punishes it, Julie.
Boris Koltsov.
2 legs to 0 up in no time, Boris Koltsov. And when you've had a year like Richard North's had, the early part of the game's important. Can affect the confidence. Shall I hang in there?
43.
Well, that won't help the confidence.
96.
And do players start to feel, Mark, when things haven't been going your way for a while? Can just like a visit like that start to make you think, not again?
90.
Of course it does, yeah. When you're not picking up wins, games aren't decided in the first couple of legs, but they certainly help, don't they? And it's just, they plant seeds of doubt if things don't go well for you early doors. It gives you that confidence to sort of relax into the game. And it's just a barrage of pressure being put on Richard North and Boris Koltsov.
167. 97.
Sensible darts from Boris. Expected Rich to switch up. That first one was a bit wobbly.
Boris requires 70.
Double 16 for the 3-leg lead.
50.
Top, sorry, I should say.
Richard require 160. 60. Boris, you require 20.
Richard North starting to look at frustrated man up there. This is a little chance.
No score. Richard, you require 100.
It's a good first start. So 2 at tops. For a steal for Richard North, and he gets it.
Richard North.
That will do wonders for his confidence.
Richard to throw first.
Missed starts from Boris Koltsov. Allows Richard North to punish.
Game on.
And we're back on throw.
Yeah, just felt he needed that just to get himself going, get himself into this match. Hasn't been going well for Richard North all season, as we've mentioned. He hasn't made it into a Euro Tour event.
85.
He reached the last 16 at the European Championship last year, which is effectively the European Tour finals. Could only qualify for that by ranking money picked up at these events, and he beat Danny Noppert there. Certainly is a capable player. You've got to be a good player to be beaten by Richard North on TV, haven't you, Mark?
Yeah, I can't believe it only took you 3 legs to check that in there. In my defence, was a late replacement. Didn't have time to prepare, so to speak.
Much like me in the first match in commentary
43.
here. Anyway, we'll discuss that with Dan Dawson later. I believe he's been back to get dressed after his luggage turned up, although just seen him walk in and I'm not sure why he bothered.
65.
That last leg spoiled Boris's rhythm slightly in this leg. He'd be up there thinking he should be 3 legs clear.
59. $99. Richard require 136.
A 136. He's just got himself in the match with a ton check out, but this is to hang on to his throat. Different route. Was looking for a couple of treble 16s.
96. Richard requires 75.
To restore the 2-leg lead. Tops for Boris Koltsov.
55.
He falls low again.
Richard, you require 40.
The chance for Northie to level up the match.
Just having a word with himself. Come on, he says. He approaches the hockey. And the team talk worked. North is level. The winner of this match has been drawn in the bracket to play the number 1 seed, which of course would have been Michael Van Gerwen, but he decided to pull out. It's now Ian White. He's been a relentlessly good operator on the European Tour this year himself, but I'm sure that the vast majority of dart players would rather play Ian White than Michael Van Gerwen.
Yeah, that goes without saying, but it's not a stiff test for whoever gets through.
In fact, the next match we'll see between Daniel Larson and Steve West is in the same section of the draw. Winner of that facing Jamie Hughes, and then the winner of those 2 matches meeting in the last 16 on Sunday afternoon.
59.
We can't hide from the fact that the standard has not been superb so far today, with the notable exception of the Aaron Monk-Kyle Anderson match. But I do think that
100.
with the players that we have had winning through, that there could be some tasty ties on Saturday.
95.
Some first round nerves creeping in this afternoon, but the experienced players, Justin Pipe,
100.
John Henderson, James Richardson in those games, getting through and setting up tasty second round clashes.
41.
The door might be open for Richard North here, and he could reel off a run of 3 consecutive legs to lead.
59.
Perhaps not quite enough.
Boris require 136.
With that visit, but Koltsov needing 2 trebles.
And just over 5 minutes ago when Koltsov had all those darts go 3-0. You'd expect him to run away with it, but North has a chance of 3 on the spin. He'll stay there for treble 18. And just falls below. He stay there or use the ball.
61.
96 is
Boris
never a
require
certainty.
96.
Although it's becoming more likely now. Clean finish from Koltsov. He just shrugged his shoulders. Where has that been?
Yeah, it was sort of a frustrated gesture, as if to say, all those darts are double up hand, and when I get a difficult 2-dart combination, I put it away with ease.
59.
Well, in the absence of Simon Whitlock in this tournament, are we witnessing the new beard to be feared in Boris Koltsov?
influence of his former World Cup partner, Alexander Oreshkin.
59.
There's some effort from Boris Koltsov, the Viking. Recycled nickname in the world of darts, of course.
43.
Got the Viking and Richard the Lionheart going toe-to-toe.
171.
Good visit there from Boris Koltsov. We saw Justin Pipe switch down to the treble 19s earlier on in the afternoon session. To great, and Boris did the same there.
88.
It's a great first start. Another one of them would leave 32. And back-to-back maximum scores of a 180 and a 171 from Boris Koltsov. That's given him the opportunity
23.
to break through.
Boris should require 32.
Can he convert?
16.
Doesn't.
So often the
Richard, you
case,
require
isn't it?
122.
3 darts in hand at double and you miss them, but 96 cleaned up in 2, no problem at all. Can still do this. Treble 20. Would have given him a dart at the bullseye.
92. Boris should require 16.
Koltsov again, double 8. Chasing round.
Wow.
That's a wild dart.
Game shot.
And he converts to his last dart.
Boris Koltsov.
Chasing round the ball there. You can see again he's slightly frustrated with the doubles he's missing, but the main result is that he got the leg on the board and opens up a 2-leg gap. Pressure on Richard North yet again.
Yeah, he's going to have to do exactly what he did in the early part of the match, but really this time he can't afford to let another leg slip. I've heard many professionals say it,
59.
but it's all about keeping them away from being one leg from the match.
Yeah, it's true, because there is no margin for error
60.
when your opponent's one away from the match. You've got a little slight margin when there's 2, but
47.
so North against the throws, got a lead of 36 plus these.
55.
Hasn't hammered home that advantage.
North is a man who reached the final of a Players' Championship event in his first season. Just to highlight the struggles that he's had this year, he's only managed to make it past the second round on one occasion on the floor this year and hasn't qualified for Europe until this event.
Yeah, it has been a real struggle, especially after the World Championship as well. He had, like I said, that first round win against Robert Marjanovic, and he pushed West in the second round as well.
Richard, you require
We expected him then to kick
150.
on this year, but it just hasn't happened for Rich.
90.
Well, it's a good
Boris
setup
require
shot,
142.
but Koltsov was threatening to as good as slam the door shut there. And North just has to be careful with the first dart in this visit. Doesn't want to be blocking the bed too much. Well, I suppose he hasn't blocked it, Mark.
Yeah, but it's a tricky finish, 60 when your darts land up, and
Boris, you require
evidence of the
40.
pressure on Richard North there.
Game show on the 7th leg.
Koltsov punishes and goes within one of the match. And a second round match with Ian White. Richard North at the point of no return. He needs all 4 remaining legs.
One right on 40.
Koltsov, who's qualified for Ali Pali last year, losing out to Chris Dobie. His only other previous appearance there was back in 2015. He faced Kevin Painter.
96. One right on 31.
Well, down to a finish, but Koltsov is going to be perhaps on the same finish.
95. Richard require 170.
Chance to see the big fish captured here. It won't be by North, and if it is by his opponent,
Boris require
the Lionheart
170.
will be crashing out.
58. Richard
North
require
returns
65.
65. One leg back and he does that. 14 dart leg from Richard North, but he needs breaks to throw. Has to attack the Koltsov throw. It's a good start, Boris.
Yeah, 5-3. When you're 5-3 behind and throwing first, it's a very different equation to being where North is now. Same margin behind, but he knows that it's a break, a hold, and another break, and that's a much tougher assignment.
He certainly doesn't need bounce outs.
Koltsov's doubled his 180 tally for this match.
56.
The only beacon of hope right now for Richard North is that Koltsov has missed 12 darts at double, and that maximum gets him down to a checkout. He's back in the leg and back in the match.
61.
Not sure about that last half from Boris in that situation.
Richard require 141.
Stay on the 20s. He may not get a go. Double 12 for Richard North. What a finish from Richard North. The pressure he was under, he had that bounce out on his 6th dart of the leg. But still closes out the leg in 12 darts. And there's a breaker throw back.
Well, a better half a dozen darts you will not see.
60.
3-2-1 out in 6 from Richard North, and he gets that break. Has to follow it with a hold and then
58.
launch an assault on the Vikings, throwing the decider.
Koltsov just got to tell himself there's nothing he could have done really in that. Go out in there. 9-12 darts, but he threw a good leg. He wasn't finishing line nerves. It was just a bit of quality from his opponent.
Yeah, full credit to Richard North. Needed 180 to leave a check out. Had he not managed that, Koltsov would have been coming back for 64.
59.
There's a lot of local darts in the Hampshire area, Richard North. Same tournaments as the likes of Simon Whitlock. Andy Jenkins, who is going well on a challenge tour himself this season.
Yeah, he's in the mix for the end, for the last challenge tour of the year to secure his tour card for next year.
58.
Well, just a bit of frustration. He knows he might have to pull out another rabbit from the hat when he comes back. Because Boris has piled on the pressure.
Richard, you require 110.
There's the first part. For back-to-back, 3 outs. Wonderful stuff from Richard North. What a fight back this is.
The 11th and final leg. Boris the front first. Came on.
Yeah, quality from Richard North, and there we see the 10+ finishes. 3 in the match. But the spirit he's shown, particularly after Boris going off 140, 180 when throwing for the match. And North having a bounce out. He's dug in really well. And another maximum from Richard North.
Where has this come from? We've spoken about his poor form this season, but
85.
didn't start the match particularly well. And all of a sudden, he's cleaned up 141, 110 in the last couple of legs, and then kicked off against the darts in a decider with a maximum.
Backed it up with a 140. What spirit shown from Richard North.
60.
This is Boris's third appearance on the Euro Tour this year, and he hasn't failed to get beyond this round. In the other two, this is quality from Richard North when he needed it most.
Well, it could be
Richard, you require
a quite sensational fight back completed here. Richard North trailed this match 5-2. Oh, he's in the wrong bed. He's handed an opportunity to Koltsov. Well, this would be even better than a 1-4-1 that kept North alive a couple of legs ago. But Richard North has got a decision to make when he returns.
Yeah, he's surely got a split on this occasion.
94.
Well, the way his darts stand up, as you mentioned before, if he goes outside and blocks it, he's in big trouble.
He looks like he's going straight for it. And he hits it. What a comeback from Richard North. He trailed 5 legs to 3. But 3 quality legs to end the match. And that books his place in the second round, where he takes on the #1 seed, Ian White.
Richard North, den letzten Dart muss er noch mitnehmen. Er steht in der zweiten Runde, bekommt es mit Ian White zu tun. Was für eine Aufholjagd, was für ein 141er Finish, gefolgt vom 110er Checkout. Mein Lieber. Congratulations, Richard. I just said this 141 finish was very important. Lots of pressure on it.
Yeah, it was massive. I think I went 180 and took out the 141. That's right. He was going to beat me 6-2, I think. I didn't even think I was playing bad at that point. He was just playing better than me. Boris is a class player. I watched him play Saturday in the Pro Tour against Michael Van Gogh, and he missed 3 darts double 16 to go 5 each of him. So we all know he can play, and I thought, just don't play that good against me. And I don't know what our averages was, but I think it was a good game, and it's a crucial finishing for me in that game. 110, check out the 141, kept me in it really. He was better than me. So.
Average around 90. Tomorrow, #1 seeded is waiting, Ian White.
Yeah, well, me and Ian get on quite well. We've had some really good games in the past. I think last time we played was on TV and I beat him, so he'll probably want his revenge.
See you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Richard North. Er sagt, Ian White haben schon ein paar gute Matches gespielt. Beim letzten Mal hat er ihn bei einem